What's up, you guys? Thank you for joining me. I'm Johann from CoachJohannCSCS.com, and this is another episode of Compound Forms. Okay, today we're going to talk about fast twitch versus slow twitch, and I'm going to give you the two ways that you need to be working out smartly. If you want to confer gains on your fast twitch. What does it mean? I need to get deeper. I need you guys to understand the true differences, because it's not very binary. Like, did you know there's multiple types of muscle fibers? Not just slow and fast? Did you know that another name for fast twitch, right, would be 2X? Well, those are the ones we're gonna work on today. When you're doing your 2X or your fast twitch, right, you need to understand a few keys. Like, if you do 10 seconds of work, you're gonna rest at least 4 times as long, which, you know, for a lot of our younger generation in the gym, that's no problem. You guys, you love to take lots of rest time in the gym these days. Another key that you need to know. You need to know that your sets and reps, they're not gonna be super high. They're gonna be on the lower end of that type of a gradient. So those are two main keys, but what are the ways that we're gonna do it? How do we work on fast twitch? Well, you gotta go really intensely, low speed, low reps, high intensity. Or you're gonna do very high reps, very high speed, less intensity, okay? That's how you're gonna hit your 2X muscle fibers. Oh, last thing, I need you guys to know, 2X muscle fibers are huge compared to slow twitch or type 1s. They're huge, like they're big. They're cross-sectionally much bigger. And there's a reason for that. It's because they produce more tension. So today, you guys, we're gonna go through 3 exercises, 2 for the legs, 1 for the upper body, right? And I'm gonna show you how we do it. Sometimes we'll do really heavy weights, and other times we'll do it really fast with lighter weights. That's how we're gonna get your fast twitch going. If you want to follow along and do the workout pound for pound with me when we go from squats to TRX lunges, or if we do Pendlay rows to TRX push-ups, for example, you can follow along. Or again, you can just take the core concepts, the reps and the set count, for example, or maybe it's the superset themselves, and apply it to other exercises on your own. You can do that. So this is your workout for you, or you can apply the core principles to other great workouts. So like I said, we're gonna work the legs 2 times in the upper body, okay? Let's get after it.
So let's get after it, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our stopwatch. We're gonna work through a rep count of about 6. Now, 6 to 10 is good for a really heavy set. That's 80%, maybe 95% of your 1 rep max. Or what you can do in about 30 seconds. We choose 30 seconds because that's when those biggest muscle fibers in the working agonists, right? The prime movers are working. That's when creatine phosphate is going to be the major supplier to those muscles, which in this case have everything to do with the front of the legs mostly, and the glutes are active. So after this, we do body weight. And this is something I prescribe to numbers of trainees and have over the years, is superset with your body weight, because you can do a lot more. We're used to using our body in space and moving it around. In order to hit the type 2X muscle fibers, those biggest ones, right? They haven't completely turned off. We have to do something plyometric and explosive and powerful. For the Pendlay Row, I'm going to do something similar. Now, this is just a row where your lower body is hinged so that the bar passes in a perpendicular bar path from the floor right up to your xiphoid process, and those elbows drive behind your thoracic spine in a row. This is great. It's from the floor, so it's a dead row. Because it's from the floor, you're maximizing how many muscle fibers are recruited in your upper back, in order to move the weight. And again, you'll notice we do anywhere from 6 to 10. I didn't count, but we do it for about 30 seconds. I'm still checking my stopwatch. Of course, grab your suspension trainer and work your rows. And this is body weight. So it's pretty tricky to do this stuff to do a back workout without your suspension trainer. It is doable. You'll do pop-ups with the Bosu, for example, or deep push-ups where you don't come all the way up. But this is a great superset. And as you can see, I do it underhand because, well, this is a very tough exercise. And we take a little steam off by going underhand. But you can go overhand. And we do it for about 15 reps or 30 seconds. Let's set up our stopwatch for this one too, okay? We're gonna work a deadlift. Okay, so we're gonna do a full deadlift, not the so-called or eponymous stiff-legged deadlift. No. We're gonna work the full deadlift. So my hips, they're gonna be below my shoulders, but above the knees. The hips and shoulders are not in the same plane like they were with the Pendlay Row. I put a band here because band tension is special in that the more you extend the band, the more tension you're underneath for your isometric return. That's why we work the band, to squeeze every last morsel of creatine phosphate from those muscles. Typically, we'd do this and then we'd rest passively for like up to 4 minutes. But we're working those type 1s. The prime movers in this case, the glutes, the front of the legs, the tibialis anterior, they're going to continue to work when I work my jump squats here. So I'll grab the TRX for jump squats. They're still working. It's just the angle I'm working at, right? The depth that I'm working through recruits even more muscle tissue. And we add the hop in order to ensure the intensity is high. And as I'm doing this, I am burning, inferno in the legs. And you'll know you're doing type 2X muscle fibers, that you're doing fast twitch, because just the idea of doing this for 2 or 3 minutes makes you cringe. Nice work.
Okay, so those are the 3 ways that we can work with using 2 types of heavy sets. 3 ways to work 2 types. We can do a hard, intense, low speed, high intensity, right, where we stack on weights and look for those 6 reps in 30 seconds, followed up by some type of body weight for another 30-ish seconds. But did you see how the rep count like doubled, right? All freaking same fast twitch. Now we're gonna try something different. Okay? We're gonna go lighter, not light, but lighter, and fast as all hell, right? And then we're gonna also try to do as much as we can with body weight alone. Okay, after that, let's go to it.
So we did a good job of working one type of fast twitch modality, right, which is heavy weight. Now we're gonna lighten the weight and just go really fast. Already, right, if you're a coach, you know that those 2 things don't exist in the same moment. You don't go really heavy and really fast, which is why strength coaches know there's an inverse relationship between the intensity and the speed of movement. Yes, you do need to go fast when you're doing any type of plyometric move, but it's only in that joint angle, right, to overcome concentric to eccentric that you go especially fast. Here, the lunges are really fast. As soon as I rack, I go into my explosive moves. This, because the weight is lighter, right? Because the weight is lighter, I'm exclusively going to eliminate rep count. I just want to go as fast as I can. It's Usain Bolt running the 100-meter sprint, even though I'm sure he knows how many steps he's taking. During a 100 or 200 meter, he's just going for time as fast as possible. These days, it's increasingly challenging to get to the gym, so I want you guys to remember You can just do this without weight. You don't need a barbell. You can do this with body weight. Just push yourself to go as fast as you can, which feels a lot faster than it looks. And you can also change the modality and the plane of movement. Here I'm doing side steps to hop. And of course, that's another way of working new muscles. Again, doing the rows is not very easy without the use of apparatus. But what you can do is do your chest push-ups and clapping push-ups. But here I'm doing the Pendlay Row again. I'm going as fast as I can, even though it looks like I'm taking a month, right? The burn is real. I'm going as fast as I can in a 30-second interval. Remember, we choose 30 seconds because that's how long we anticipate the creatine phosphate system to be active inside of the working movers, and to a somewhat lesser extent, the antagonists. Those same agonists get some work here with the TRX. Of course, you change the joint, you change the angle based on how intense you need this one to be. Nice work. And this is one that always sticks out in my mind whenever I think about strength coaching. This type 2 muscle fiber workout is doing the deadlifts really, really fast. And I've had, high-level trainees do this. One way to actively promote this is to slam that bar down, right? To actively move those antagonists back to where they started. Again, like a sprint, I'm going to go as fast as possible so that those prime movers get maximum tension in 30 seconds. We're driving the wattage and the newtons, right? The power output up as high as we can. If you don't have a TRX, you can, do jump squats. And of course, I have a video, you can check it out, about compound forms on front squats, detailing the reason we use jump squats so often when we work our plyometrics.
So how's that for elevating your gains, right? Instead of just coming in here and doing squat after squat to 10 or whatever, making yourself get stronger, but pushing specific smart modes of working out and targeting exactly what you need to get stronger. Maybe you're working on your climbs when you're on your road bike, right? Maybe you're working on your splits, and so you want to, when you're running, and so you want to sprint at the end of every one of your 10-minute splits, right? Maybe you're in the gym and you're a grappler, and you just need to work on that hard isometric hold when you're performing a submission. Whatever it is, targeting those type 2X, remember those are fast twitch ones, by repetitive moves after initial minor big muscle fatigue, and swapping intensities very, very heavy, right, for lighter but very fast is the way to go. And I'll be damned if your muscles don't feel like they've been worked, right, to the max. So that's been it. I want you guys to give it a shot. I want you guys to go to CoachJohannCSCS.com, right, where you can find a lot of other stories like yours, like so many people that come into this very gym and train and see, right, how you can contribute, and maybe even reach out to someone that's been through it just like you have, right? Feel free to email me with any questions and try this mode of working out on your own. Good luck. Thanks, and stay up.